Devil Hunter fans, welcome to Chainsaw Man 110 titled A Ring in the Night, and we'll discuss who came in ringing in Asa's door in just a moment. But first, the channel has hit 10,000 subscribers, 3.5 years of hard work, 700 videos later, we have reached this milestone, and I couldn't have done it with each and every one of you, so thank you so much. I asked in my communities tab if you guys wanted to see a Q&A or a Chainsaw Man Smash or Pass video, and I can say here, well, this community is full of cultured people because it looks like all of you have spoken, and we're going to get that very particular video after the end of Chainsaw Man, the season 1 anime, just for people to get more familiar with the characters. But now with that out of the way, chapter 110 picks up immediately with Yoru, the war devil, making a sword out of Yoku's leg and tells Chainsaw Man if he remembers her, in which Denji just starts at 3 specific points: the melons, the panties, and well, her overall body. Now, comedy aside, Denji does ask himself if he really does know who this person is. And we know that Pochita is still linked and alive very well in Denji's consciousness. So even though we didn't get it in this chapter, I can't help but wonder if in the following chapters or whenever we get a POV of Denji alone, he speaks with Pochita within himself and say, hey, like, who is this person? And I think that would actually be really cool if we learn from Pochita's perspective, and that would also jump into the lore and exposition dump of more of the Four Horsemen if Pochita does reveal to Denji, I know exactly who this person is. But alas, before we get any more concrete information, that's when the woman with blonde hair Denji saved gets up from the remains of the Justice Devil. Now, I heard some people say that this woman with blonde hair resembles the Famine Devil's appearance, and I tend to agree here. Interestingly, however, in this chapter, she's currently freaked out from the situation in front of her, either because of 2 things. 1, she could be acting coy or aloof in front of Chainsaw Man and Denji, or 2, much like how Asa's body was possessed by Yoru, the war devil, the Famine Devil is doing the same thing to this girl. But unlike Asa and Yoru, maybe this woman with the blonde hair is strictly a vessel and nothing more for the Famine Devil. She also seems to be missing those earrings as well, but with Fujimoto making a clear distinction about this woman not understanding what is going on, let's keep a close eye on her in the chapters ahead. Now, Denji gets distracted from the conversation he's having with the girl, and we can see Yoru preparing to strike Denji, and with the snap of a finger, Yoshida arrives and saves Denji. Now, I can't say I fully predicted this because it was such the easy and obvious answer on what could have happened, but man, I really wish we would have got at least something here, a little bit more. But with the snap of a finger, Yoshida arrives and saves Denji. Now, I don't know how many other people are going to be talking about this, but did anyone else notice out of thin air, Yoshida just summoned the Octopus Devil, and then immediately after, we see that Octopus Devil summon Denji to where Yoshida was. But does this confirm that the Octopus Devil have some sort of pocket dimension ability like the Eternity Devil? Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Maybe I'm reading way too much in between the lines here. But the Octopus Devil having the ability to summon someone or yank someone from one location onto another is pretty powerful. I can't help but wonder if that's actually going to get explored later. What did Yoshida actually sacrifice to have the powers of the Octopus Devil? We know the greater the strength, the greater the sacrifice. So also keep that in mind. But whether it's a pocket dimension or basic teleportation, either way, it's an incredible technique. On that being said, Yoshida stopped Denji, and the following panels reveal the aftermath of Yoku's attack in the school and how people are now gossiping amongst themselves about the event. The big takeaway you should take from the dialogue here is the wrong conclusion these students are saying about Yoku. She made a contract with the devil because she was bullied, overall being mentally weak and deceived, when in actuality what should be discussed is how someone made a deal with the devil because they were bullied, and maybe they formed a contract to protect themselves from being in danger, because teenagers today can be a hell of a lot more devilish than some of these devils themselves. We know Yoku had good intentions, but whatever she exchanged with the Justice Devil to gain his strength, obviously her mind became warped, or her perception of justice just got easily more swayed or manipulated because of the devil itself. Now, let's talk about the big parallel with chapter 110 introduced here with Asa and Denji's character. Both seem to be having a recurring nightmare, and it isn't a door Asa's being warned not to open, but the nuances still apply. In Asa's dream, she's running in an alleyway, the ground is littered with chicken for being most likely remorseful about eliminating Bucky, and then there's darkness ahead, and that's it. That's That's all we're working with here. Asa simply running away from the guilt she amassed from what she did to Bucky. And no, I don't think the darkness she's seeing could imply the return of the darkness devil itself. But what do you guys think this dream is about, and who could she exactly be running away from? Anyway, the biggest surprise in this chapter comes moments later after Asa's dream, when Yoku, out of all people, comes knocking in the door, arrives at Asa's house in the middle of the night, telling her not to open the door. She managed to get away from the battle I thought she died with from Chainsaw Man, and then she's turned into a full-fledged devil here. Is she a fiend? I mean, she certainly looks like one. We know fiends carry distinct characteristics in their appearance, like powers with the horn or Aki with the... Well, we don't really talk about that anymore. But speaking of that moment, I do like the parallel of Asa opening up the door, seeing Yoku, and Denji opening up the door in part 1. But regardless, Yoku is alive and well. I mean, obviously, this could also be the work of the famine devil, but for now, let's just go ahead and lean on the fact that she's a fiend. And what is she going to say to Asa? Speaking of dreams, I made a shorts video discussing the importance of Denji's dreams. So if you want to see that video, you can go ahead and click right here. Take care, guys.